Welcome back, guys, and so this is the first video I've done on Facecam for a little while now, but it's time for the Premier League predictions again. It's start of season today, Arsenal versus Leicester City, and so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to run down my prediction for the Premier League table, a few reasons why, but I won't go into too much detail, as me and Harry will have our predictions ready ASAP as soon as I finish this clip, and I'll record that straight away. So I'm going to run down my table today. So it's been an interesting transfer window because there's been a lot of teams who've done business. There's been a few teams who've done nowhere near as much. So going from bottom to top, in the three relegation places, I have put Huddersfield, Brighton and Swansea. So 20th, 19th and 18th. Reasons why. Huddersfield, they're a good team, but with teams like Chelsea, Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, they won't win the harder games, they won't get points. It's quite simple as that. Unless they can physically surprise everyone, I don't see them doing well this season. And it's the same with Brighton. Yes, they have bolstered their squad quite a bit, but Premier League life is nowhere near as simple as the Championship. They did very well last season, as like Newcastle, but I feel like their squad isn't deep enough or got the the effectiveness from their season in Championship to bring into the Premier League. So I've put Brighton to go down, and Swansea as well. Swansea haven't done a lot of deals, but they've brought in a few youngsters. They've brought in Tammy Abraham from Chelsea, which is a good signing for him and a good signing for Swansea, but youngsters don't always keep you up, and they're struggling to keep Gylfi Sigurdsson. There's news of Llorente leaving. If that'll happen, I don't know. And if they lose both, then they're going to struggle really, really badly this season. So, but I still think they struggle. They only stay up just every season. So I think this is the year they will go down. So I've put Swansea to go down as well in 18th. In 17th and 16th, in 17th I've put Watford. Watford have done all right in the Premier League, but there's been times where they've struggled, and I think they'll just stay up, but they'll struggle again. And that's the same with Burnley, who I've put in 16th. Burnley's record at home has been excellent, but away from home it's not so good. If they struggle at home this season, they'll probably still struggle away. So I think they'll do alright on home record, but if they can't improve their away record, they will struggle and be towards the bottom of the table. I've put Newcastle as 15th. Newcastle have done well to get back to Premier League. They've had a good season in Championship last year, winning it. Yes, it might have been Brighton mucking it up towards the end of the season. Who cares? They came up. So I think they'll do alright. First season back in the Premier League, I think they'll finish 15th. It's alright. Rafa Benitez, good manager. Can try and get the team back together, sort out what's going on there. In 14th, I've put Bournemouth. Bournemouth do alright every season so far in the Premier League, so I think they'll stay up mid-table respective. In 13th, I've put Southampton. Southampton again. They might lose Van Dijk. It really depends if they can hold on to good players. And if Van Dijk's handed in a transfer request the other day, so who knows? If he goes to Liverpool, if he goes to Chelsea, wherever he goes, if he does leave, if Southampton let him go, who knows? In 12th, I've put West Brom. West Brom had a fantastic end to the season last year. So if Tony Pulis can pull that off again, well, good luck to them. But I've seen them finishing a little bit lower than where they finished last year, but who knows? I've put them in 12th, which is quite respected for them. In 11th, I've put Stoke. Stoke are your average mid-table team. So, again, mid-table, they have the team to do it. They might have lost Marko Arnautovic, who is a very good player, to West Ham. But who knows? You could do that. They could do all right without him. Xherdan Shaqiri needs to step up though. I don't hear enough of his name considering the career he's had. It's kind of like he's gone backwards. He's done really well with the likes of Bayern Munich, but then he's suddenly ended up at Stoke. He needs to make a name for himself again. So if he could step up to the plate, that would be good for Stoke. In 10th, I've put Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are a very good side. They can pull the results out of the bag when they need to, and who knows? Frank de Boer he was a fantastic player back in the day. So hopefully Frank de Boer can do well with them, and if they can pull results out of the bag like they normally do against Liverpool, who knows? what they can do to the Premier League. In ninth, I've put Leicester City. Leicester City, again, they can do it well. They've signed Kelechi Iheanacho, hopefully I said that right, who's a very good young striker from Man City. And he has the potential to do well, but he needs game time. So at Man City, he won't get that. So going to somewhere like Leicester, pair up with Jamie Vardy or Okazaki, he'd be a very good fit in there. And I heard in pre-season he's a very good side striker, so working alongside Jamie Vardy. And they scored a couple of goals between them in last pre-season game. So it's good to see him starting well. He has picked up a little injury, but let's hope for his sake he does well and gets back into the game really quickly. In 8th, I've put West Ham. Now, West Ham have had a fantastic transfer. They've had a good transfer window. So they've brought in Javier Hernandez. They've kept hold of Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll will be key to them. But Javier Hernandez, Andy Carroll, they've still got Marko Arnautovic. That's going to be a very strong front three. And if they can get the ball upfield more, they struggled with that last season. They scored goals, but not the right time of the game. If they can get into the flow of the game more quickly and use the stadium, because they're playing at the London Stadium, which is the Olympic Park, you get a big crowd in there. And West Ham fans, yes, they had the Boleyn, but they need to get going. It wasn't as simple as that for that last year because they just didn't have the squad to do it. But this year they should be all right. So in 7th, again, average position for Everton. Everton, I'm going for 7th. Everton brought in Wayne Rooney. They might have lost Lukaku to Man United, but I feel like if they can get Gylfi Sigurdsson, they will do really well this season. If they can keep hold of like a Ross Barkley, he's been linked with Chelsea, and just they've lost Lukaku, so they've been struggling there. But if they can, I think Wayne Rooney might be good at striker if he gets in there, because he's been playing centre mid cam, which isn't his position. So if they get him back up front, I can see him doing really well. In 6th, now this is a big if. If Liverpool can keep Felipe Coutinho, I see them doing 6th at least. But at the moment, I've literally been following Sky Sports. He's just handed in a transfer request. Liverpool's owners are adamant of not signing him, not releasing him. Sorry, but who knows where it will take us? We really don't know. So hopefully, for Liverpool's sake, they keep him because he's a fantastic player in the Premier League and he can do bits for Liverpool. So it would be a shame to see him go to Barcelona, but as a Chelsea fan, I wouldn't mind if he did leave. So in 5th, again, I don't see them doing well. They've done a couple of signings, which Arsene Wenger, well done. You've actually pulled your finger out and put money into your team. Signed Andre Lacazette. That's a big signing for Arsenal. He'll probably be first choice over Giroud, but I see him linking up well with Sanchez and Ozil. And if Giroud comes on late, I'm sure they could do 2 up front and they'd be a great partnership. I can just see it working. But I feel like he hasn't put in enough money. Is it Kolasinac? He seems like a good signing. He played really well against Chelsea in the Community Shield. But they need to sort him out, because that was a free transfer as well. So it's not like he's spent much, and he does look very good, healthy centre-back. So hopefully for Arsenal, those few signings might do them well. But I see other teams have done more. So will it pay out? Who knows? But I put 5th for them. In 4th, I put Man United. They've done well to get Romelu Lukaku, but I've been watching some of the pre-season highlights, and he hasn't been doing very well. He has scored the odd goal, but their Super Cup game against Real Madrid, it wasn't the best performance. They did lose 2-1, so. But they've done all right, so I feel like a 4th is quite respectable for them. So, yeah. In 3rd, I put Spurs. Spurs have done no transfer deals whatsoever. Pochettino is saying, we will do something, but there's 20 days left and you've already had basically a month and you've done absolutely nothing. By the end of when you get towards the end of the transfer window, there's going to be no players wanting to leave their clubs because they've either signed for a new club, or they've settled in after pre-season, or they're settled in at the start of the season. They won't want to move. You need to do some transfer, Spurs. Yes, you've got a fantastic squad in Eriksen, Ali, Kane, but you won't get anywhere. It's ridiculous. It's like, what is there anything you are actually going to do? They've released like nine players, but they haven't signed a single player, so they're losing the depth in their squad. And with Champions League, FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, whatever that is, I think it's the Capital One Cup, whatever it is now, they haven't got a deep squad. Yes, they've got fantastic players, but will they tire out quickly, is the question. So I've put them in third. In second, I've put my boys Chelsea. We've done some good signings this year. Bakayoko, just Rudiger, Morata. I want to see Morata do well. We've paid 70 million for him, and his first thing he did was miss a penalty. I don't want that in a striker. So hopefully he will step up to the plate in Diego Costa's footsteps and do fantastic. We might be missing Hazard for the start of the season, which isn't good, but who knows. But the only reason I put Chelsea behind Manchester City is the fact Manchester City have gone all out in the transfer window. Pep Guardiola has done fantastic. He's brought in Kyle Walker, Mendy, just loads of players who can really build the squad together. They've got the depth in the squad to do really well this year, and I really hope for their sake that the fact how they've spent £100 million in fullbacks. I don't think that's ever been done before. He's broken the world record for a fullback twice in 2 days. That's insane. It's amazing. So hopefully for Pep Guardiola's sake they actually do well, because if they end up doing a flop, this will look really bad and the owner will be out of a lot of money. So that's my prediction for the table. Now we'll go on to the Premier League predictions for the first week of the Premier League. So guys, on to the predictions of game week 1. Tonight there is Arsenal versus Leicester, and both me and Harry have gone for a 2-1 Arsenal win. Watford versus Liverpool, me and Harry have both gone for a 2-0 Liverpool win. Chelsea versus Burnley, again, me and Harry have both gone for a 2-0 Chelsea win. Crystal Palace versus Huddersfield, I've gone for a 2-1 to Palace, and Harry's gone 1-1. Everton versus Stoke, I've gone for a 1-1 draw, and Harry's gone for a 2-0 win to Everton. Southampton Swansea, I've gone for a 2-0 win to Southampton, and Harry's gone for a 1-1 draw. West Brom versus Bournemouth, we've both gone for a 1-1 draw. Brighton and Hove Albion versus Manchester City, both me and Harry agreed on a 3-0 win to Manchester City. Newcastle versus Tottenham Hotspur, I've gone 2-1 to Tottenham, and Harry's gone 2-0 to Tottenham. And finally, Man United versus West Ham, me and Harry have both gone for a 2-1 win to Man United. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you like my predictions on the table and both mine and Harry's predictions in this week's fixtures. Until next week, I'll see you guys later.